And hello, everybody. Welcome to the next broadcast of the 5A State Basketball Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS and ASU BB. For the next girls contest, it's the Little Rock Christian Warriors taking on the Sheridan Yellow Jackets. Tristan Harlan here with Steve Henson, and this one should be another good matchup in the 5A State Tournament.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. The 3 seed out of the South, the Sheridan Lady Yellow Jackets. Great season for them as they've had great run to this point, and an impressive squad. But should be a good one. Of course, Little Rock Christian comes into this one, and I think one big question for them will be health for Coach Ronald Rogers' team, as they've had some ladies banged up down the stretch. But we shall see how they are able to handle it today here as the 2 seed out of the 5A Central.
Step ahead of you there, partner.
Thanks. Way to go.
It's been a fun day here for day number 2 of the 5A State Basketball Tournament hosted by Farmington High School, as we're getting ready to announce the starting lineups.
And now for your starting lineups for the Sheridan Lady.
First for the Sheridan Lady Yellow Jackets, as they are the visitor on the scoreboard.
5'6", wearing number 4.
At the guard, number 4, Addie Grimmett. And the 5'7" freshman, number 5, Ainsley Stevens.
5'7" at guard, wearing number 5, Ainsley Stevens. And at 5,
Mason Wilson will be at the forward spot, starting at 5'10". She's a senior.
at forward, at 5'9", the senior, number 24, Belle Smith.
Belle Smith also in the starting lineup, followed by Lily Reed.
11, the senior, number 30, Lily Reed.
All right, so about to get the action going here.
We're all over the place, Steve. Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm impressed with our comment section already. As, the fans have jumped in earnest already here.
And now, your starting lineups for the Little Rock.
Talking about the Little Rock Christian Lady Warriors, their starting lineup getting ready to be announced. Starting at guard, the 5'11" senior Arkansas commit, number 1, Whitley Rogers. Next, the 5'7" guard, the junior, Sophie Chirac.
At 5'7", the junior, number 11, Sophie Chirac.
Then the 5'11" guard, also in the starting lineup, junior, Liv Hatcher.
At guard, at 5'11", the junior, number 21, Liv Hatcher.
Following her is a 5'6" guard, who's also a junior, number 24, Harper Watson.
At guard, at 5'6", the junior, number 24, Harper Watson.
Then rounding up the starting lineup for the Little Rock Christian Lady Warriors is Laura Morris. Of course, they're led by head coach Ronald Rogers. The Warriors, the home team designated by the scoreboard, as they are the higher seed. So they'll be in the white uniforms, as the former Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year, Whitley Rogers, looks to have another good 5A state tournament this year.
Sorry to leave you hanging there, Tristan. I'm trying to eat some of this wonderful food that our hospitality suite has offered down there, and I'm going to choke it down as fast as I can so we can get rocking and rolling before I pass out and fall over this Pixelot camera.
Just don't eat on air. Nobody wants to hear you smack it.
Oh, I know they don't.
Little Rock Christian did win the tip, so they'll have the basketball first. As all eyes are going to be on number 1, Whitley Rogers.
I think the real key in this one, though, is for number 21, Liv Hatcher, and right there is number 30, Laura Morris, who's had a very strong finish to her campaign here this year, and they run the double inbound play. And, boy, the hounding defense right now from Christian.
The Lady Warriors running all over the place. Left an open lane inside there for the moment. Shot, I believe, got rejected.
I don't know if it got rejected or if she just kind of was trying to get it around. It was definitely altered in some way. Liv Hatcher has had issues with a shoulder injury.
Rogers, her first shot up, no good, but she's fouled, and she'll be going to the line for a chance at 2.
Rogers, the one thing that makes her really successful is her physicality. It'll be interesting to see how the officials let them play in this one. Rogers does have a habit of using that off arm to get herself in position and down into the lane. And from time to time, she'll let that thing get extended and get her in trouble. So we'll see how that goes. But all in all, what a year so far out of Whitley Rogers. Of course, older sister Winter Rogers made her way throughout a few different programs at the college level. Dad Ronald Rogers, another one of these father-daughter combos down on the floor.
Hey, you're forgetting about another Rogers, Destiny Rogers, head coach of the Arkansas State women's basketball program. The first head coach in program history to win the Sun Belt Conference and make the NCAA tournament. Guess where I went to college, ladies and gentlemen? I couldn't help it.
So thankful ASU BB is one of our sponsors.
Sheridan with the basketball. Have not got a score yet.
Glad you're proud to be a part of the Arkansas State University system there, Tristan Harlan.
Wolves up, baby. Trey ball on the way. Connects.
Woo-hoo. Lily Reed making Dad Bart Reed happy with that 3. And Morris couldn't handle the low pass. Tough one there.
Miscommunication. First turnover of the game. As Sheridan will have the basketball. Of course, the winner of this one goes to play Farmington in the next round. That's sure going to be a good matchup for either one of these programs.
Yeah, we talked earlier about the future, or the present and the future. If that matchup happens, then same type of deal in that one as we'd have in the boys' game.
That one's up and good for Bell Smith.
But again, it's a Little Rock Christian team. Ooh.
Whitley Rogers stray ball, no good. Rebound will go to Addie Grimmett.
It's a Little Rock Christian team, though, that has they've kind of skirmished down the stretch. They've not played great basketball. They were 20-pieced by a BB team that didn't even make the tournament here late. So it's not been a great close. They've dealt with injuries with Hatcher as well as Morris. Rogers has been banged up at times. So team trying to kind of get itself playing its best basketball.
Tray ball on the way, no good. Sheridan with the offensive rebound. Rebound goes to Wilson. Shot was no good by Reed. Out of bounds, we're going to stay right here with the Yellow Jackets.
And Lily Reed, one of the more impressive lady basketball players in the state. She's a ton of accolades, and so one thing you cannot do with Lily Reed is leave her open anywhere near the perimeter, because she will knock it down.
Pass deflected, stolen away by Little Rock Christian. Tray ball on the way, no good. Ball's going to be loose. Sheridan's going to have it. Pushing it up the floor is Grimmett. Shots up, no good. Foul's going to be called late. It will be a blocking foul.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough break there if you're a Little Rock Christian fan. They tried to get back. And
Hatcher has her second personal foul. So shooting a pair of free throws is going to be Addie Grimmett. First one's up and through. Second free throw, good. Now 3-point advantage for Sheridan.
And I'll say this, there's a foul. This game definitely has the potential to be our first quote-unquote upset of the tournament. As 3-seed Sheridan, they've been battle-tested. They've had a big season from that perspective in the South. And so, again, a Little Rock Christian team that at times has not played particularly well, but they'll go as one goes.
Whitley Rogers, mid-range J is up and good. The score is what the score is. 1 point deficit now for the Warriors. Ups it in. It's going to be up and good by Belle Smith. The defender just kind of went right by her.
Belle Smith put the brakes on. She had the anti-lock brakes working on that one. They locked her up, stopped, let her defender blow by in an easy bucket.
Okay.
Oh, really a travel.
Inside. Little Rock Christian trying to find something to do with it. Open three from the corner. No good. A little too high on that one.
Chirac, if you're going to just hang out there for an entire possession, you got to make that bucket.
Shot on the opposite end. It's going to get the Sheridan bounce. It's going to be good. Ronnie Rogers wants the timeout. 3:46 left to go in the first period. 11-6 is our score. Sheridan with the lead. And hey, you know, farming isn't just about getting your hands dirty anymore. It's about getting your data right. At ASU BB, students in precision agriculture and working with drone technology, GPS tracking, GIS information, and even self-driving tractors. We're talking serious high-tech tools that are changing the game in agriculture. If you're into technology, problem solving, and want a career that's in demand, this is where you need to be. The industry is evolving. Are you? Check it out at www.asub.edu/precisionag and see how you can master the tech and own the field.
All right, so I'll say if you want to chomp down one of them real quick, I'll take over for you for a minute. I wouldn't want you passing out on us there, Tristan. So as Christian back on the floor out of the timeout, we Liv Hatcher to inbound to Whitley Rogers. And right now, Coach Rogers trying to figure out some adjustments to handle Sheridan's defensive length on the other end of the floor. Been a hard time for Christian to get it inside. Not a lot of movement offensively. And now a triple team will result in a foul on Sheridan. Go back to that last possession for Little Rock Christian as Chirac kind of hung out over there in that corner and not a lot of movement out of her. It did finally end up in an opening for her, but then she missed the shot. So I think probably Coach Rogers, part of the communication there during that timeout was we've got to move more.
It's been a quiet first quarter for Whitley Rogers as that shot's up and good by her, now with 6.
She just got quietly noisy on that drive.
That is a term of all time, quietly noisy. And Rogers on the defense end forces the turnover. Gonna drive inside, goes up with it off the glass. That one's no good. Jump ball, possession arrow points in favor of Sheridan.
So break there for the Yellow Jackets as, again, right now Little Rock Christian really struggling offensively. And again, I've seen a lot of Little Rock Christian this year, and this is one of those things. They can struggle from time to time offensively.
Tray ball on the way, no good. Rebound's just going to go out of bounds. It'll be Sheridan basketball. Of course, I remember calling the Sylvan Hills broadcast with Chris Goodman when they took on Little Rock Christian. Interesting to see them in tournament-style action here.
Again, you look at the 5A Central this year, and it was really a one-horse show. You had Valonia really head and shoulders above everybody else in the conference. Little Rock Christian at times was really good, but then you have moments like this. They allow the Yellow Jacket to run out, but fortunately for them, they get a stop.
Rogers has it, takes the three on the way. Trifecta goes through. Sheridan needs a timeout. 2:29 left to go, and Whitley Rogers has just tied it up.
Huge shot there for Whitley Rogers as she is continuing to show why she is one of the top players in the state of Arkansas and headed to the University of Arkansas to hopefully help turn around that program, as it has not been a good couple of years for the Lady Razorbacks. And so she's headed up with Kelsey Music to try to make some music in Fayetteville and maybe get a win or two in the future.
Of course, Whitley Rogers, the former Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Arkansas. Interested to see if she goes back-to-back or if there's a new hero on the horizon.
It's crazy when you look at that trophy room over at Little Rock Christian. There are 6 of those Gatorade Player of the Years over the time. Of course, you have J.J. Andrews a couple times. Whitley Rogers has gotten one. There was a tennis guy. I didn't even know they gave it for tennis. I think it's tennis. And then, of course, Juice. I don't know why his name is escaping me right now. But Justice Hill. And so he was also a Gatorade Player of the Year. Rich tradition on both the football and basketball side of things, as well as baseball. Of course, former Little Rock Christian Warrior baseball player now playing up at the University of Arkansas.
I was going to say, that's about as obvious as it can be.
I don't know what she's confused about. Is Addie Grimmett, she was surprised, and maybe she wanted to push, but she just clean ran across half court the wrong way.
So 2 minutes remain here in the first period. 11-all is our score. Rogers has the ball on the eye of the Cardinal. Working around is Little Rock Christian. Tray ball on the way, no good. They get the rebound, kicks it out. Tray ball from the corner, way off the mark, delivered by Air.
Ooh. Rejection there underneath.
Sheridan with the basketball now. Inside pass, comes back out. Corner J on the way, three-pointer, no good.
That looked really good from our angle, just a little too strong.
Whitley pulls up the J, connects.
Ooh. My goodness gracious. That's 6 straight for Rogers.
Whitley Rogers with a trifecta puts Little Rock Christian in the lead by 3.
Out of bounds, yeah. Going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Addie Grimmett looks just lost out there right now, the freshman. And a couple freshmen in the starting lineup at guard. Ainsley Stevens, a freshman as well. A young Sheridan team.
Of course, Whitley's sister, as I already mentioned, Destiny Rogers, and her other sister, Winter, getting ready to play in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament in Pensacola, Florida. Good luck to them. Whitley takes the three-pointer on the way. She gets fouled.
When you look at the South and just how strong the South was this year, Lake Hamilton 16-0, 30-1. Obviously, we saw them yesterday take down Sylvan Hills. But then Lakeside, who's the 2 seed, a 10-4 in conference team, 13-9 overall. And Sheridan finishes the season, well, that can't be right. Maybe that's 12-4. Either way, Sheridan finishes the season 11-5. Lakeside 12-4. And a Sheridan team finished 16-12 overall. Whitehall 9-7 and El Dorado 9-7. And then even Arkansas High at 8-8. You had 6 teams at 500 or better in that conference. And so a lot of competition has left this Sheridan team very battle-tested.
Sophie Charac comes into the game. The last free throw of the way for Whitley. That one's going to be good. 16-11 is our score.
So that is 8 straight for Whitley Rogers.
Forces the dribble pickup from behind Whitley, trying to chase down. Shots up, no good, but a foul's going to be called.
It's a great no-look pass just to get him in that position. There's number 11, Kenley Melton, will head of the line.
So at the line, it's going to be Kenley Melton, who has not recorded a point in this contest. She's a junior, so she'll have another year of playing time if she elects to do so. First one on its way. Connects.
Free throw ends 8-0 Whitley Rogers run.
Reed, the leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets with 5, followed by Bell Smith with 4, and Grimmett with 2.
Free throw long, but offensive board off the loose ball.
We'll call it jump ball. Possession error should be pointing in favor of Little Rock Christian, and they're going to say it does. So Rogers is going to bring the ball up for Little Rock Christian with 23 seconds remaining. Morris has it, drives inside, kicks it out to the corner. Trey ball on the way, no good. Rebound goes to Rogers. Rogers is fouled, but she doesn't get the and one to fall through. She'll be going to the line for 2.
Tell you what, tough break that for both teams, really. Christian had a great look for 3 as Harper Watson put that one up and couldn't get it. But then the offensive board and then the foul nearly led to a 3-point play opportunity here for Rogers. She'll try to make it a 10-1 run if she can hit both these free throws.
First one's up and we'll go through. 17-12 is our score. Heathland Hanks comes in for Little Rock Christian.
Kind of trying to catch up on the comments. You guys have got me lost over here as much talking as y'all are doing, but second
free throw does not fall. My apologies, Steve. The pass is rejected at the buzzer, off the glass, no good. We'll head to the first quarter break. Our score is 17-12. You're watching the 5A state tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by ASU BB and UAMS.
Most people think farming is just about getting your hands dirty. At ASU BB, we're not just driving, we're programming the future. With GPS and GIS tracking, we don't miss an inch. It's about being smarter, faster, and more efficient. From drones to data analytics, the future of agriculture is here. The industry is evolving. Are you?
Master the tech and own the field. Visit asub.edu/precision ag for more information.
All right, we're back here on the 5A State Basketball Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, hosted by Farmington High School. Tristan Harlan here with Steve Hinton on the call as Little Rock Christians playing host to Sheridan, as they are the home team on the scoreboard. Steve, thoughts on the first quarter?
Well, let me wait here. Whitley Rogers, that's the thoughts. Good offensive board, though, underneath. But Whitley Rogers, the difference down the stretch there at the end of that first, as Sheridan had a 11-8 lead, and then it was all Whitley Rogers down the stretch, a 10-1 run all by herself. So that is the difference right now. We'll see how Sheridan settles in, and these young freshmen continue to grow in this tournament.
Sheridan with the basketball. Whitley Rogers guarded closely. Foul's going to be called underneath. Should be going to the line for 2 here.
They're going to get Morris. Nope, they got Whitley Rogers.
That's our second foul in this game, so she's got to be careful. Coach Rogers has got to be keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah, that's tough for Coach Rogers, because if you've watched enough of this team, now obviously it looks like he's trying to go a little deeper in the bench. I think we've seen a little bit of, let's see, I know we've seen some Hurst in there, I believe, right, and a few others, but again, not a team that goes exceptionally deep, and so if you have to pull Rogers off, which is your leading scorer on the season, that could potentially be a problem for Little Rock Christian.
So 7 minutes remain in the first half of this one. Sheridan down 6. Tray ball on the way, connects.
They get Liv Hatcher going. This could get out of hand. Hatcher, again, dealt with that shoulder injury most of the season. And so they get her. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's tough. As Rogers tried to push through the screen, and that is a huge foul on Whitley Rogers. And again, that was kind of my point at the outset of the broadcast, Tristan, is Rogers has been able to get away with the physicality most of the year. And there's been a lot of times where it looked like maybe it should have been a foul call that hasn't been called. So really curious to see how this crew, who is very familiar with Whitley Rogers, how they call this game.
Well, at the end of the day, Whitley Rogers has 3 fouls. And we still have 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in our first half of action. So that shot's up, going to get the Sheridan roll. It will be good by Wilson.
And see, that makes it very difficult on Coach Rogers as well as this Little Rock Christian offense and defense, because now you have to worry because you're seeing these calls being made. Rogers cannot play the way she normally would.
Rogers drives inside off the glass, no good. She was able to tip it and get her own miss. She lost the headband. Cameraman, please keep that safe. Well, on the opposite ends, up and good, and one on its way. Hatcher gets called with a foul. She's got to be careful. She's going to get teed up.
Well, Coach Rogers needs a timeout or something right now. I do not like the body language of this Little Rock Christian team. Your leader, Whitley Rogers, was nowhere near that side of the floor, as well as number 24, Harper Watson. Both of them were still standing almost in front of the Sheridan bench, not trying to get back up the floor after that.
The and one no good. Rebound goes to Rogers. Probably the closest ball game we've had all day here at the 5A state tournament, hosted by Farmington High School.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Texarkana made it a game with Parkview in our last one, but this is by far our closest girls game.
Whitley goes up with it, and a
boy,
charge.
Wow. 4 on Rogers, and I'm telling you, these are things that Whitley gets away with a lot throughout the year. And we won't see her again for the first half. She's frustrated, and all Dad can do is look at her and say, look, that's a foul. Tough break there.
Right now, Sheridan with some momentum. Tray ball on the way, no good. Rebound goes to Chirac.
Lily Reed hits that. All of a sudden, we've got drama.
Hatcher has it from the beak. Foul's going to be called. 5 minutes remain in the first half.
So funny story. Our official down here under the basket right now on the baseline. Pretty typical 5A Central official. We get him a lot. He was obviously on the Benton Maumelle game last night. But our final game of the regular season, he came over and he dabbed us up at our table. And I looked at him and he said, hey, maybe we should trade places for the game. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And Andy's like, yeah, let's go. Well, right before the break, I'll finish that in a minute.
Hatcher has it from the top. Screen coming. Pass deflected.
Good catch, Coach. But right before the break, he missed an obvious foul on a Hornet shooting a 3. Good steal. And missed an obvious foul. Crowd got on him as they're going out. And he stood right at the logo in midcourt and was shushing the fans. And so I looked at him and got his attention real quick, and I said, maybe we should trade places right now. And he went to like smiling and laughing and kind of calmed down. So last night he was on the Benton Maumelle game. I walked out to him in midcourt and I said, we are not trading places for this one because I'm just a fan. He's like, well, that's not fair. I was like, well, I'll call it fair then.
Anyways, we're taking us back to the game. Mason Wilson's at the line, as Little Rock Christian has now accumulated 16 fouls, and they have put the Yellow Jackets in the bonus.
There's the timeout. I thought Coach Rogers would call that a bit back. And good timeout there for Coach Rogers, catching up on some of our comments. Kay Young not hating at all on Whitley. I love Whitley's game and enjoy everything about her. My point is throughout the year, I've watched a lot of Little Rock Christian basketball, and Whitley Rogers is a very physical player, and it really depends on the officiating crew that's out there and how they're going to call a game. I've seen Whitley get away with a lot of the physicality she plays with and not get called. I've seen nights like tonight where she gets called for a lot of it. It's, again, you hate to say it because you would think that every officiating crew would call everything the same because the rules are the same. Can't see my air quotes, but that's not the truth. It is all in their discretion how they're calling a game. And so some crews call it a little more ticky-tack. Some let physicality go. So, again, not a hate on Whitley at all. I love Whitley and her game, and so looking forward to the rest of this one. But she's got herself in some pretty significant foul trouble right now with 4 in the first half.
And not that I owe anybody an explanation, but at the end of the day, we're not commentators for Little Rock Christian. We're here calling the game right down the middle.
That's
so
right.
She commits an offensive foul that is a very obvious offensive foul. We're going to say it.
And listen, I think if you look down at Dad and his reaction when she came off the floor, I think it was pretty well known. There are Christian boys in the tunnel over there getting loose.
So certain somebody watching this game closely. Christian with the ball out to the corner. Trey ball on the way. Connects from the corner. Ring it up and put 3 on the board for Sophie Chirac.
She was not shy about that 3. Big-time shot.
25-19 is our score. Little Rock Christian in front. Physical defense leads to the foul. We called on Sophie Chirac. She's going to pick up her first.
The funny as we watch the boys over there, you see J.J. Andrews as well as the Twins and a few others. They're in that tunnel getting ready to come out to warm up during the break. But, I had a conversation with Coach Wayman after the last Maumelle Little Rock Christian game, and Andy and I are convinced that there's a game-by-game competition between Whitley and J.J. because the couple times we've had them, Whitley's been in the mid-30s in points, and JJ's been almost identical. Back in their last home game on senior night, Whitley went for 36 and 14. Or 38 and 14, I apologize. And then JJ at the end of the game had 38 and 14. They didn't take him out. It was a blowout game. JJ gets an and one, hits the bucket, and ends up with 41 and 14.
Well, I'll just say it to you like this. If you follow either one of them on social media, you'll know exactly why there's a competition between the two.
Volume showing low again. I don't know. Again, some of y'all are saying the volume's low. Some of you aren't. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess make sure your volume's up.
I can't turn it up anymore.
I'm talking on their phones or streaming platforms or wherever they're watching this game. Shot from the charity stripe is up and good by Laura Morris. Two for two that trip. Now 27-20 is our score.
I'll say this too. Little Rock Christian impressing me right now. With Whitley on the bench. Well, yeah, Whitley's still out there on the bench. Likely won't see her again until late in this one. But Christian's been able to build the lead back to 7.
Sheridan three-pointer on the way. Connects. Splash town. The mayor's right there.
Yeah, cannot leave Lily Reed open.
Lily Reed with 8 points so far. This one response delivered by Air. Reed on the fast break, goes up with it by herself off the glass. No good. Rebound goes to Hatcher. Hatcher going to bring the ball up court for Little Rock Christian. She's going to drive inside, stop, turn around. Continues driving, kicks it to the wing. Cross court, tray ball, not on the way. Inside pass to Hatcher off the glass, and that's the best shot possible right there for Little Rock Christian.
That's great offense out of Little Rock Christian there. To be able to get that curl on the little cut out of Liv Hatcher. And again, to see Liv Hatcher playing with this level of confidence, that means that shoulder feels fine tonight. Oh, nearly a steal for Hatcher.
Well, and really, you got to take a look at Faith Hamilton on that last offensive possession. Instead of taking the three, which she did earlier into this contest, she held the ball, allowed them to kind of come through, and then hit Hatcher inside. That's my analyst for the night.
And it was, again, great ball movement, great movement, which we didn't see a lot of earlier on. You had, I believe it was it Chirac, who kind of hung out in the corner without much movement earlier, which led to a Coach Rogers timeout. Good play as Hatcher knocks it off of the freshman, Grimmett.
There's a turnover by Sheridan as they're down 6 with 2.5 left to go in the first half. Shot on the opposite end by Hatcher, no good, go out of bounds, but a foul is going to be called. Our Christian will maintain possession. Mason Wilson will pick up her second foul. Our Christian 2 fouls away from being in the bonus. Hatcher shot no good. Rebound by the offense is up and good. That's number 11, Sophie Chirac. 7 points in the second quarter alone.
Chirac doing a heck of a job picking up for Rogers off the floor right now.
Tray ball on the way from up top. No good. Rebound goes to Watson.
Grimmett's got to get that up quicker. She triple clutched that. I think it took her out of her rhythm.
Hamilton three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound goes to Wilson.
Timeout Sheridan here.
Well, Steve, so far in the first half, what are you seeing from the Whitley Roger-less Little Rock Christian Warriors?
I'll say this. I think that if Christian can continue to do what they're doing and advance, obviously, this might be the best thing that happened to Little Rock Christian so far. Rogers having 4 fouls, because now it's forcing other girls out on the floor to have to contribute. Instead of being able to just expect Whitley Rogers to score 35, now you're going to have to get more contributions from other girls on the floor. It helps tremendously that Liv Hatcher is healthy for the most part, it would seem. It helps tremendously that Laura Morris is doing a good job inside. But I think right now the story of this one, Sophie Chirac, in the second quarter she scored 9, which is basically the difference in the game right now.
Well, not only that, but you take a look at maybe how Sheridan prepared for this game. They knew Whitley Rogers was going to be a threat, and now that she's pretty much out for the first half with 4 team fouls, or 4 personal fouls, excuse me, you got to think maybe Sheridan's game plan just kind of went up in smoke.
To some extent, but again, you got to get contributions from others. Right now the game plan has got to be limit Whitley Rogers, and what better way to limit Whitley Rogers than seeing her sitting on the bench? So I think that's the main game plan. The question for Sheridan at this point going forward is, can you get your shooters going? Lily Reed has not been the sharp shooter you're accustomed to. Grimmett also not hitting a lot of shots. So we'll see if Sheridan can really kind of settle in here over the last minute and a half of this first half.
Sheridan working the ball around. They have it on the outside after the timeout. Cross-court pass in the right corner.
She needs help.
Great defense by the Warriors here on this possession.
5
seconds.
Shoot. Yeah, do they know it? Lost it. Reed chases it. She just throws it up, and instead of a shot clock violation, Morris with it.
Hamilton just couldn't get it. Possibly could have saved it, but she just dropped her head and let the ball go through.
Sorry, sometimes I forget I'm not doing play-by-play. That was all on me. I just kept on going.
At this point, we've been switching off. Who knows who's doing what at this point? Inside pass down low. That's off the glass and good for Mason Wilson. He's got 6.
Tristan, that pass took forever to get there. I was like, where is she throwing it? And all the Little Rock Christian players, I don't know if they thought it was a shot, what they thought, but nobody reacted to it, and that wide open back cut.
Tray ball on the way deep off the glass, and the bank is still open at 4:56 p.m.
Wow. If she let that go, I thought there was no chance. That ball looked like it was rocketed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the backboard is our friend, no matter what somebody tells you. If it goes in, it goes in. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds left to go in the first half.
It's good to know. I'm not calling bank when I beat you later.
10 seconds left to go on the game clock. 9 seconds. Pass deflected. It's saved inbounds, 4 seconds. Euro up off the glass, and a blocking foul's called.
Block of the hack here. Yep, so blocking fouls. So Grimmett with her second. And the freshman's had a tough first half.
So Watson at the line. She makes her first. Helan Hanks comes in for Little Rock Christian.
Looks like our severe weather's making it. We're now under severe thunderstorm watch for the rest of the evening.
Second one up, no good. Rebound goes to Sheridan. 1 second, got to throw up a prayer, and she does it in time, just dribbles it out. So we head to halftime. Our score from Farmington, 35-25. You're watching the 5A state tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS and ASU BB.
Agriculture is not about what's in the soil anymore. It's what's in the data.
From drone flight classes to GIS mapping, ASU BB gives us the eye in the sky. We're learning to see problems before they happen and solve them with precision. Whether you're in the field or the lab, the future of farming is wide open.
Precision training for a high-tech world. Visit asub.edu/precision ag for more information.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
What keeps me doing this work is the knowledge that if we don't step out and speak up, our waiting kids might not have a voice.
Until there are no kids in Arkansas wondering where they're home, wondering where their family is, we cannot quit. There's too much at stake.
We all have to come together to solve this problem.
We still are not at zero, and there are still around 200 kids that are wanting us to give them a voice and to help them find their way home.
Most people think farming is just about getting your hands dirty. At ASU BB, we're not just driving, we're programming the future. With GPS and GIS tracking, we don't miss an inch. It's about being smarter, faster, and more efficient. From drones to data analytics, the future of agriculture is here.
The industry is evolving. Are you?
Master the tech and own the field. Visit asub.edu/precision ag for more information.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in Boys and Girls Club.
Their heart is in this community.
And I think Everett does a great job making sure they have a positive, lasting impact.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads. I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
We have the tools.
We have the tech.
At ASU BB, we have the plan to get you hired.
Our Precision Ag program combines hands-on experience with cutting-edge certificates, returning students into the most sought-after professionals in the industry.
Don't just farm, be a leader in the farming industry. Visit asub.edu/precision ag for more information.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
And finally, a Central Arkansas success story. A salute to my friends at the Natural State Sports Network.
Few people are enjoying calling high school games more than Steve Henson.
25-20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. What a play by the Coyote.
So much fun to be able to call the game with that excitement. The parents love it. The fans love it. The kids just absolutely eat it up. We could get him involved more. That kid's, he's got a ton of talent.
Steve and his partner, Will Watkins, who Steve calls the mastermind, did their first game 5 years ago. Fast forward to 2025, 5 schools now have contracts with the Natural Sports Network.
It was one of those things where, when we started doing it, we had no idea what we were doing. So it was like, hey, we'll do it, and if people think it's cool, then great. There's no way you could have gotten me to believe that we'd be where we are today and the impact we've had.
Good decision by the Bears to hold it right there.
Oh! And they take pride in the quality of their broadcasts.
We want to be able to put out something that's not just, anybody can, with the advent of Huddle and everything else, anybody can put a stream out now. But we want something that that the viewer can enjoy, and from commentary to the angles to the cameras.
The Hornets are headed to Bank of the Ozark Arena on Saturday.
They say the guy behind camera, Will Watkins, searches YouTube on how to do games. He's been the mastermind behind the whole deal. But
it's a quality product.
Yeah, it's a great team over there.
Okay, good stuff, Sully.
Yep.
Thanks very much. We'll be right back.
welcome back to the start of the second half here for the 5A State Basketball Tournament hosted by Farmington High School and the National State Sports Network. I'm Tristan Harlan. Steve Hinton will be joining me in a few moments. Christian gets the ball back after almost turning it over. Hamilton has it from the wing, takes the three, no good. Whitley starts the second half on the bench as expected. Sheridan basketball.
Okay, I'm back. Had to go run my bleachers. Oh, man.
So Steve, while the second half starts, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Score bug. What are we? Why are we?
Three-pointer on the way, off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Little Rock Christian. Midi from the charity stripe, no good. Sheridan with the rebound. Pass to the corner. Now inside. Turnover. JK jump ball. Steve's going to have you back.
Sorry, I'm catching my breath. Man.
He's a big boy.
Thanks.
All love. Hamilton has the rebound after the missed close shot by Sheridan.
I'd like to file a formal complaint.
Inside.
What?
Falls down. No foul call.
Not sure what just happened. Did she just step on a foot? That's a travel. Wow.
Wide open tray from the corner. Connects.
That is a humongous break for Sheridan. I don't know what happened on the turnover on that end with Harper Watson, but then the issues on the other end and an air ball there on that three.
Hamilton from inside doesn't jump. Shot's no good. Rebound goes to Sheridan.
And now how much longer can Coach Rogers keep Whitley off the floor?
Tray ball on its way. Connects from three.
Well, if Liv Hatcher's making that, they can probably keep Whitley over there for at least this third period, and then we'll see what happens after that. But 4 fouls for those of you just joining us for Whitley Rogers. She's been out since about the 4-minute mark of the first half. But during that time,
she just runs out of bounds.
Yeah. So during that time, they expanded their lead to 10, and so Little Rock Christian has actually played quite well without Rogers on the floor.
Of course, most of that has been from the 8-point performance from Liv Hatcher and the 7-point performance from Sophie Chirac. Has Hatcher in double-digit scoring as Sheridan needs a timeout.
Hatcher has done an incredible job picking up the slack right now for this Little Rock Christian team. Meanwhile, as you watch Sheridan, the struggles for Sheridan right now, and I think it's some growing pains. You're seeing the freshmen struggle quite a bit. Addie Grimmett has not played particularly well. You saw in that fast break a moment ago, she just stepped right on the baseline. So it's been a struggle for Sheridan. And again, you start 2 freshmen, highly talented freshmen in Grimmett and Stevens, but both have really struggled. Grimmett with 2 fouls, only 2 points, and then Stevens with 3 fouls and 3 points. And so it's been a struggle on that end for Sheridan.
So Steve, after the first half and what you've seen so far, how does Sheridan get back into this one?
Well, they just got to settle down. I mean, I think it almost makes you wonder if maybe they took a breath when Whitley Rogers went out and thought, okay, now we can kind of settle in and play our game. But I don't know that they've done that. I feel like they've maybe kind of lost a little bit of focus because of it.
Sheridan with the ball after the timeout. They're down 40-28. Hatcher reflects the pass, gets the steal. She's on the fast break, pushing it down court. She goes up with it. She's fouled, and she gets the and one.
Wow.
Ring it up and put it on the board for Liv Hatcher.
And Liv Hatcher continues to be the story of this game as she now has 10. Is it 12? Okay, waiting on the update over there. But make it 11 or 13. I'm still waiting on a 2 to be updated to our live stats.
Well, the free throw's not going to count because one of the Little Rock Christian players stepped into
So
the
we had
key.
a lane violation.
Yep.
And it is 12. So 12 points for Hatcher. 5 in the second, already 5 in the third.
Ball's going out of bounds. Turnover by Sheridan. One of the players runs into the wall.
That Lily Reed, and man, fortunate she didn't hit her head on that wall.
Picks up her dribble off the glass, no good. Traveling violation was not called.
Morris, oh, look out. I don't think she knew that that basketball was intended for her. As again, the freshman, now Ansley Stevens, struggling a little bit.
Hatcher with the basketball. She'll try to get something going. Screen's coming. She's going to take it. Thought about popping the three.
Tristan, I'm shocked she didn't shoot that.
So am I. Inside to Hamilton. Hamilton off the glass. That one is up and good. Great shot IQ and great pass IQ by Little Rock Christian Academy Lady Warriors.
And give Laura Morris a ton of credit. She set that up. She was trying to get it to Hamilton. It was good defense initially out of Sheridan. But a great job by Morris to keep moving and keep her dribble active.
44-28 with 3:52 left to go in the third quarter. Little Rock Christian forcing another turnover by Sheridan. On the opposite end, that one gets rejected. With Sophie Chirac trying to go up with it.
Ooh, that's a charge, yeah.
An offensive foul, turnovers, the ball turns the ball right back over to Little Rock Christian.
And that is going to be yet another foul on Addie Grimmett. And a great job by Hamilton to step in there and take the charge.
3:30 left to go in the third quarter. Little Rock Christian starting to extend this lead. And Hatcher went up with it. It was good, but they're going to call the foul, offensive foul on her.
Foul on Liv Hatcher, her first personal foul, second team foul.
Look at Hamilton just rip it out from behind.
The opposite end throws it to Hatcher. Hatcher jumped with it a little too early. She went out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover. Sheridan basketball.
A little bit of, that was strange, a little miscommunication, I think, in terms of where they wanted that pass. And yeah, almost like she wanted to go up, but a good play defensively by Sheridan to get a hand in the way.
So 3 minutes remain. Deep three on its way. That one connects. Three-pointer on the board by Lily Reed. She now has 11 points in this contest.
And let's see if that gets Lily Reed going, because that might have been the best-looking shot we've seen out of Reed so far in this game. And she is a high-volume three-point shooter. And when she gets going, she can pour it in buckets.
Whistle blows the play dead. They're going to get Reed with the foul.
Just her third, actually.
Inbounds to Hatcher. She goes up with it off the glass. That one's going to get the Christian bounce and go through.
Boy, Hatcher continues to play well.
Tray ball on the way from the corner. No good, but Sheridan gets the offensive rebound. Another three from the opposite corner. Bounces out, but Hamilton from behind.
Faith Hamilton, a little spark plug out there, Tristan, is a big steal. Now the smallest lady on the floor comes out and rejects one and nearly saved it in bounds.
Standing at 5'5", the junior guard, showing how scrappy the Lady Warriors can be.
Now they're going for the foul, though, and good sportsmanship as she helps Lily Reed up off the floor.
Foul committed by Faith Hamilton. Her second personal foul, third team.
So 2:10 left to go in the third. 46-31 is our score as Sheridan will inbound the basketball from underneath. High pass, Hamilton almost getting the steal. Goes up with it, shots up, shots a little heavy on the finish, no good. Rebound goes to Hatcher. Hatcher's just going to bring the ball back out to the Cardinal to reset.
Smart play by Liv Hatcher. She could have went without numbers, and instead they're able to clear some clock.
Three-pointer on the way, no good. Hatcher with the rebound, goes right back to the shooter. Inside, steps through, up and good.
So before the offensive board, Tristan, I was about to say that's not the shot Laura Morris wants to take. That was the shot you want Morris taken. Great move there. And she was able to make her way to the bucket.
Morris with 2 points in every quarter thus far. She has 6.
Look at Hamilton.
With the turnover, she gets control of it, gives it up, shot's gonna be good.
The spark plug continues. What a job by Hamilton.
9 points in this one from Chirac. Tray ball on the way, connects.
That's big.
Timeout called by Sheridan. 50-34 is our score. But if there's a hustle play of the game for the Natural State Sports Network, it's that play by Hamilton.
The hustle and then the tightrope job she did running down the sideline there, that was an incredible job. And Faith Hamilton has been a huge piece here of this run in the second half. And again, I cannot be more impressed with what Little Rock Christian has been able to do here over the last couple of minutes, or really the last, got a minute left here, just under a minute. So really, about the last 12 minutes of basketball without Whitley Rogers on the floor. Liv Hatcher's been huge. Morris has had some moments. Sophie Chirac was really good in the second over Morris. And, of course, Liv Hatcher has just been out of her mind so far here in the third.
Of course, Faith Hamilton, the player that we've been talking about, she only has 2 points in the game. I just want to make that abundantly clear. She only has 2 points, but it's what she's done on the hustle is what's making her thus just such a good player in this game. Now, I know we said it in previous broadcasts, but March brings out players in the tournament style of basketball that, you may not see score 20, 30, or even 40 points, but players like Hamilton is what's going to lead you to the state championship.
Well, that's something that we've always talked about throughout our broadcasts that we've done is it's not always now here we only have access to points and stuff. But, honestly, if this game was to end right now at a 50-34 score, Faith Hamilton might be our player of the game. And it's not from a points perspective. It's what she's done that's not in that scorebook right now.
And again, to no discredit Sheridan, they've played a great ball game. Lily Reed has commanded the respect of Little Rock Christian. But when you have a player like Faith Hamilton all over the floor, it's kind of hard to mount the comeback.
Yeah, Hamilton has been good. It's really been a great defensive effort across the board for Little Rock Christian in this game, and that's been the impressive piece. And we talk about the Rogers not being on the floor, but I think more importantly, that's one piece you're missing. Whereas right now, your 2 stud freshmen right now for this Sheridan team have not played well. So now you're down 2 to the one that Rogers is missing on the floor.
Throw the ball around, three-pointer from the wing. That one rims out no good. Offensive rebound off the glass, and one. Ring it up and put it on the board for the Yellow Jackets.
It's a huge play from Melton. Sheridan just see the foul now, unfortunately, on Hamilton.
Faith Hamilton only has 2 fouls in this contest, so nothing to worry about just yet, but something to keep an eye on for the remainder of this one.
Yeah, and you look, Liv Hatcher also in foul trouble with 4 fouls herself. And then on the other side of things, Addie Grimmett with 4 fouls for Sheridan, as well as Lily Reed with 3. So that's your foul trouble here as we get ready to go to the fourth.
Whitley Rogers back in the game. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Spins up off the glass, and it does not go through after the couple of bounces.
So the question now becomes with Whitley Rogers is, does she change the way she plays? She's been able to watch her teammates go out there and take a lead that was around, I think it was 7 when she came out of the game, or maybe it was 5, and build it to 10 at the break, and now up 13 as we're getting ready to go to the fourth. So does she change the way she plays, maybe play a little less physical than she would, or does she continue to play as she has, knowing that her team's got her back if she happens to foul out?
Rogers did hit the first free throw. She has 15 in this one. And there you see at the top of your screen, J.J. Andrews holding the basketball, probably Whitley Rogers' #1 supporter. Second free throw's up and good. Faith Hamilton will come back in. And Rogers will check out.
Yeah, they're doing some offense for defense changes here already at late in the third.
Buzzer beater, no good, off the mark, delivered by Air. But we head to the final quarter. Our score, 52-37. You're watching the 5A State Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS and our friends at ASUBB.
From the first time you picked up a basketball at 4 years old, you've been dreaming about this moment. All that stands between you and being a hometown hero for life is 32 minutes.
Inbound to Burgess, goes up. It's pandemonium at Bank OZK Arena.
2026 Centennial Bank State Basketball Finals from Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs. All the excitement tips off on March the 12th and runs all weekend long. For all the ways to watch, just log on arkansastv.gov/sports.
Welcome back to the final quarter of action between Little Rock Christian and the Sheridan Lady Yellow Jackets here on the Natural State Sports Network. As the Lady Warriors will start it off with the ball. Three-pointer from up top on its way. No good. Rebound goes to Little Rock Christian. Off the glass, the second chance bucket's going to go through for Laura Morris.
Again, no Whitley Rogers on the floor. She's got a couple seconds there at the end of the third. That was it.
Deep three on its way, no good. Rebound will go to Little Rock Christian. It was Hanks with the rebound.
Lily Reed not shy about putting up a three.
Wow. Hanks just couldn't get her footing down for the shot. Drives it inside, kicks it back out to the corner. Drives baseline, goes up with it. It'll be blocked. I was confused what was going on there. And Hatcher, just trying to fix her hair.
That was wild. That was chaotic right there. I thought our official was actually going to call a travel because Christian laid down with it, went sliding, but called a timeout.
When orthopedic injuries happen, get expert care now. At UAMS Health Ortho Now, they provide fast, convenient care for all your orthopedic needs, from sports injuries to joint pain and beyond. No appointment needed. Walk in for immediate care, get on-site x-rays, and see the best in orthopedic care all in one place. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674.
Don't forget, stay with us in post games. We'll have our winning coach and player of the game. That'll be me. Okay. You're play-by-play.
I didn't know. I just making sure.
So whoever's the colorful folks gets to go down.
Shot no good.
If the score holds and Laura Christian is able to pull off a victory, I know what my questions are going to be to Coach Rogers.
I would hope so.
Excited for the next one, too, though. Little Rock Christian in Hot Springs.
Wing three on the way, no good. Rebound goes to Morris. Let's hit the Hatcher. In the corner, tray ball on the way, no good. Just sailed wide right.
I'll say one thing. I'm quite disappointed, man. I haven't had a Coach Cal sighting. It's not like he's got anything to do tonight.
Well, I heard a little bit through the grapevine while we were here that he may be coming to visit, but then I was talking to talking to others about it, and they're like, man, he's got to play Texas the next day. He's not coming.
Yeah, you got to focus on that rusty orange in town.
Shots up, shots no good.
Again, I don't know if you could be again, Coach Rogers will probably clarify this, but the fact that you've had no Whitley Rogers for basically 3 quarters, and not only are you looking like you're going to win the game, but you may win it in nearly blowout fashion.
Probably trying to give Whitley the rest she needs for the game against Farmington next round. Shots on the way. Shots gonna be good for Liv Hatcher.
I think Liv's enjoying no Whitley Rogers on the floor right now, as it has been her night. She is in fuego out there. Goodness.
17 points for the junior guard.
And again, it's not really a secret how good Liv Hatcher is. That's not been the issue. It's she just, again, got a ball-dominant guard in Whitley Rogers, who's as talented as she is, and it limits things across for everybody else.
Of course, you know Whitley Rogers, 4 fouls in this one. 1 foul away from fouling out as that shot's up and good from three-point land by Sheridan. But you got to think Coach Rogers strategically leaving her out just so, A, she can get some rest and some other players can get some momentum on their side.
And Morris, another long 3, and that's not the shot Coach Rogers wants her shooting.
The opposite end, fast break. Off the glass, coast to coast. Up for Mason Wilson.
And to your point, Tristan, it's probably less about the rest, although, again, it's been a long season. They've played a lot of minutes, and again, a Little Rock Christian team that doesn't go a whole lot deeper than 7. And so, yeah, that's a big part of it. But I think, obviously, if Sheridan would have made a run and taken the lead, Whitley Rogers would not still be on that bench unless she picked up that 5th foul. So I think that's a big part of it right now, is obviously she's about to check back in, that they've been able to not only maintain a lead but build this lead over the last really 2 straight quarters with Rogers on the bench.
Well, of course, 57-43 is our score. Again, the winner of this next round will play the host team, Farmington.
Am I crazy?
Yes, you are.
Well, I was confused. I had a text from Andy on my iPad, but I do not have that text from Andy on my phone. I was trying to reply to him, and I'm like, where's that text?
What did Andy say? We can respond to him on air if it's
assuming he's still watching, you know. No, to answer you, Andy, no, she has not fouled out. But in essence, she did in the second, picking up that 4th foul, and she's played a grand total of about 10 seconds since then. Now she'll be back on the floor here as we come out of the break.
Of course, just to give everybody a little update on the scoring, first for Little Rock Christian, Morris has 8, Watson has 4, Hatcher has 17, Chirac with 9, Rogers with 15. Then for Sheridan, Grimmett with 2, Stevens with 6, Wilson with 9, Smith with 10, and Reed with 11. And Melton also with 5. Little Rock Christian with the basketball. 4:30 left to go. Tray ball on the way. Connects!
Wow.
Sophie Chirac putting it on the board.
Now desperation starting to set in for Sheridan. They've got to start launching some shots. Again, Chirac doing a good job picking up that slack as well.
Inside pass, up, no good. That one, though, will go off the glass and find its way through the hoop.
Look, Sheridan may not come back. It's a 15-point game. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Sheridan may not come back, but I think they've shown a lot here, and you've got some young players that have really probably gained a ton of valuable experience in the 2 freshmen. So this is a team that if they can't pull it off, they'll be back.
3-pointer no good. Rebound goes to Whitley Rogers. Whitley up off the glass, and that's going to be good. Whitley now with 17. She ties Liv Hatcher to be the team's leading scorer. Deep three from the beak. Shot no good. Rebound goes to Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, again, some may call that an ill-advised shot, but Lily Reed can pull it up from anywhere.
Rogers is going to sit on it. She takes the three. Off the glass, no good. Hey, she kind of bowed her arm when she shot that one. First, don't forget you can watch all of the 5A state tournament hosted by Farmington High School, the Natural State Sports Network. Running shots up and good off the glass for Sheridan. If you also stay tuned for this Natural State Sports Network, you never know. You may see me beat Steve one-on-one. Hey, we'll have the cameras.
We'll see about that. Have our own little tournament right here on Sunday.
Rogers inside.
Man.
Simple jump shot, no good.
Obviously, Sophie Chirac way more comfortable shooting it from the perimeter.
Deep three on its way. Delivered by air to Whitley Rogers.
Yikes, that was tough. And again, you're starting to see that desperation, which it obviously expected now out of Sheridan, down 15 with 2:11 to go. And well, if you're Sheridan, you've got to be quite frustrated with the direction in which this game went. You kind of got everything you wanted in this ball game, getting Whitley Rogers out early on with the foul trouble, and hadn't seen her back on the floor. But again, I've talked about it a lot here in this one, but the amount of contributions from others not named Rogers has been impressive.
All right, well, here's something cool. Agriculture Today is all about precision. At ASUBB, students are learning how to use drones to scout field, multi-spectrum maps to track crop performance, and advanced equipment that practically drives itself. It's smart farming, it's strategic, and it's opening doors to high-demand careers. If you're looking for a path that combines hard work with cutting-edge tech, precision agriculture, ASUBB might be your move. Learn more at www.asub.edu/precisionag.
Now that is how you transition to an ad, baby.
Be here all week.
That was great. Of course, as we've talked about most of the day, it has been pretty well chalk across the board. All the higher seeds have taken care of business. All the ones have won. Now we get to some of these twos. 2-seed Little Rock Christian handling business right now against Sheridan.
Sheridan with the basketball. Hamilton guarding closely. Under 2 to play in this one. Cross-court pass, a little high off the mark. Drives baseline, kicks it back out. Tray ball on the way, does not fall. Rebound goes to Hatcher.
That may be about all she wrote. It's not out of the question for them to be able to come back, but right now Sheridan doesn't even look interested in fouling and extending the game. So, this next game up for our Christian Warriors and the Hot Springs Trojans, and what promises to be a highly entertaining game, very athletic teams, and I got to go. So,
yeah, who's going to be your player of the game, Steve?
Not hard, Liv Hatcher. All right, I'll be back.
All right, bye, Steve.
See you down
there. All right, Steve Hinton leaves us here from our booth. He'll be going down courtside to talk momentarily, and he's just said he needs a battery. He's shot by Rogers, up no good. 1:10 left to go in the final quarter of this one. Hamilton with another poke away. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow points in the Yellow Jacket way. Of course, don't forget all the action of the 5A state tournament hosted by Farmington, presented by ASUBB and UAMS on the Natural State Sports Network all week long. That ball was turned over by Sheridan. Hatcher with the basketball. Should be fouled. I mean, only the second team foul committed by Sheridan.
Foul committed by Lily Reed. Her 4th personal foul, 2nd team foul.
Rogers drives inside, up off the glass, no good, but she'll get fouled going to the line for 2.
Foul committed by Lily Reed. That is her 5th personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Little Rock Christian just going to go all the way back to prevent anything off the potential rebound as Whitley Rogers' first free throw, no good. Rogers, ever since getting into foul trouble and missing a majority of this contest, has gone cold. Only 2 points between the first and fourth quarter. Most of that due to the fact that she was out for a big chunk of the game. 30 seconds remain in this one. Little Rock Christian will go on to play Farmington in the next round. It's a highly contested, highly anticipated contest between the Stars of today and the Stars of tomorrow in the 5A conference in the state of Arkansas. Rogers likely just going to sit on it as time ticks away if she does not get fouled. And everybody's clapping, signaling the conclusion of this one, where our final score is going to be 63-49. And Little Rock Christian will move on to the next round to take on the host team of Farmington as they defeat Sheridan 63-49 in the first round of the 5A state basketball tournament presented by UAMS and ASU BB on the National State Sports Network. We're going to wait Steve Henson here to talk with our player of the game, Liv Hatcher, and Coach Ronnie Rogers. All right, we're going to get ready to go down to Steve as soon as Will gives me the thumbs up that he's ready. Steve, how's it going?
I appreciate it, Tristan. I'm down here with head coach Ronald Rogers as well as our player of the game, Liv Hatcher. Coach, you got to be happy with the performance down the stretch. Obviously, you lose Whitley Rogers early on with foul trouble and then really built the lead and were able to really put this game away. Talk about the effort of your team.
You know, we grew up, this team grew up tonight. And that's the way a lot of teams have played us, but we had a lot of different players step up tonight, and that's what we needed as a unit. So that was a good win for us.
You know, I've been able to watch a lot of you so far this year, Liv, obviously being on our networks, but and we know how talented you've been dealing with the shoulder issue and everything else. But I thought tonight, I said it a few times during our broadcast, Whitley going out might have been the best thing that could have happened because it forced some contributions from others. Talk about that and the way your team played.
I'm really proud of us. We learned to rely on each other, and we did really well. People knocked down shots when we needed them to, and we did really good on defense. So I'm really proud of the team.
Well, talk a little about yourself, too, because you hit some big shots out there tonight. Saw you out there, very aggressive. Looked good. Talk about your game tonight.
Thank you. I struggled in the beginning, and then I kept on shooting, just like Coach tells me, so it went in, luckily. So, yeah.
I want to ask one more about number 0, Faith Hamilton. What a night. She was a spark plug out there at times. Some of that defensive stuff. And we were talking, too, you know, it's not always the points. There's a lot of times we could have brought her down here because, really, even though you were the leading scorer, we saw what Faith Hamilton meant in the second half.
And you're exactly right, and that's what we're trying to tell kids. Just make your impact. You don't have to be scoring. You can make your impact defensively like Faith did tonight, and she did a great job. We're proud of her.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Moving on to the second round. We'll let you go before we get run over. All right, thank you. Good luck. Thank you. All right, back to you, Tristan.
All right, thank you, Steve Areno. Reminding you our final score in this one, 63-49. Little Rock Christian advances to the next round to take on Farmington. For our amazing crew here in Farmington, I'm Tristan Harlan signing off and saying goodbye, but don't go anywhere. We'll have the next contest up momentarily between Little Rock Christian and Hot Springs. Reminding you once again, our final score is 63-49. You've been watching the 5A state tournament hosted by Farmington on the National State Sports Network. We will see you in just a couple of moments.